Welcome back to The Factor. Do some people have a real problem with their appearance in public? Already know the answer is. People online are going in on a woman who came to a courthouse in her loungewear, bonnet, and all. Bridget, that's your favorite bonnets. Take a look.
I'm sorry.
You look like you have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court date. I just told the lady back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really? Yes, you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
I apologize. I had no idea it was in as a visit and not a court date.
Okay, all right. Is this part of a bigger problem out there? Let's get to it. Joining us, media specialist Brigitte Waugh, comedian Ben Daniel, and host of Speak On It podcast, The Biggest. So, The Biggest, first of all, your thoughts about this, seeing that and hearing her explanation.
Okay, well.
All right, partner.
Let me speak on it. So first of all, I think she all the way out of line. Ain't no way she should have came there like that. Her mama ain't teach her nothing, and she must be single, because ain't no man gonna want his woman out there looking like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with the bonnet. If I come over your house, you're looking good, you're smelling good. You got your bonnet on protecting that hair. 9 times out of 10, I done paid for it. So I want you to protect that hair. So I'm with you on that. But ain't no way you supposed to leave that house like that. Go check the mail, then get your ass back in the house. She shouldn't have been at nobody, even if she was just checking in with the court or whatever she said, a visit or something like that. Ain't no way you supposed to come out the house looking like that. She had all her breast sides. She had a tattoo right here. That means she's dangerous. If you didn't know, let me tell you something. If a woman got a chest tattoo, you better watch her. If it's covering the whole thing, you need to walk the other way, okay? I'm going to tell you like that, man.
Brigitte, your thoughts about this and seeing this?
I mean, I don't think people really care about how they look anymore. Long gone are the days where we walk out and we care about our appearance. I mean, when I was growing up, we couldn't leave out the house with hair rovers, or a headscarf, and now it's like the bonnet and pajamas is like the norm. And you're going to a courthouse. There are particular rules that they have, and I'm surprised he still let her, still heard her case. I would have thrown her out and said, come back when you're dressed appropriately. So I don't know what's going on in today's society with with the public not dressing the way they should appropriately.
All right, Ben, your thoughts about this?
I'm gonna start off by saying something nice. I personally appreciate that lady's dedication to holding her titty in that dress the entire time and not making that a Janet Jackson situation. That would have been a much darker panel. I can't prove this, but I feel like if you pull up that lady's Instagram, in the bio, the very first line is going to say, "Only God can judge me." Yeah, and then she walked into a place where the guy's name is literally Judge. So to me, it's like people kind of getting what they ask for in that aspect of it. Like, I'm kind of on her side a little bit, because you would think a court of law, only facts should matter. What she's wearing technically should not matter to whether she's guilty or whether she's innocent. But the reality is human perception is what people go off of. The second you walk in the courtroom, the judge is deciding how hard he's gonna go on you. If you wanna gamble your freedom to show up in a bonnet, who am I to tell you not to take risks? I mean, I just feel like we lost shame as a culture.
Well, that too, but also when you say, not to judge, that's what they're doing. They're judging you. And we judge people
It's his title.
by how we look. Yeah, you came to be judged, and you're dressed, not dressed in court, and so you're going to be judged on that. So, yeah.
And so when we look at this, you would think mainly young people, but this is an older lady. She is not a spring chicken.
That's right.
And so
she's older.
Yeah,
I mean, do we see a group, a generation just lost and not caring the biggest?
Yeah, I actually think so, because I didn't deal with women that's older and younger, for 25, of course, legal. We ain't doing no R. Kelly, no P. Diddy's going on.
No
We're gonna clear that out. No Shannon Sharp either. Nah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I feel like maturity, it don't always come with age. It comes with life experiences and your upbringing, and what did your parents instill into you, or your grandparents, That's how I feel about it. I don't think it's an age thing. I think it's just our culture. It ain't just generational.
That's not our culture.
Hey, well, I done seen some
All right, we'll come back and talk about that in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right there. It ain't her culture. Well, for the Lord, it ain't your culture.
Look, I was really.
I'm sorry.
Look like you have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court date. I just told the lady back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really? Yes, you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
I apologize. I had no idea it was in as a visit and not a court date.
Lord, we continue our conversation about some who are just showing up any kind of way to the courthouse. So, someone said this is a culture thing, Brigitte Waugh, and you say, no, the hell it ain't. So, tell me what's going on here.
It's not my culture, I say. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disown my culture, but that's not our culture. And I just feel like it's because back in the day we had pride. You know, we wore gloves and we acted like ladies and, you know, the pill hats. And I miss those days, believe it or not. I'm not that old, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I miss those days. And I don't want that to be listed as or, you know, deemed as our culture. That's not facts for me. I don't want to be associated with that. I mean, you can cancel me if you want to, but no.
All right, Ben, your thoughts about this. Is this, you know, I mean, a culture, it crosses all racial lines,
I think
you know?
It's a current society problem, and I'm going to sound old during this segment, but I feel like the thing that slipped the most is our standards for what's too far. Because I'm 40, but I remember a time, like, if you wore a skirt that wasn't down to your knee, people looked at you a certain type of way.
I agree.
And society as a whole, like, shame was a very effective motivator and tool. But now we've reached this space where, like, if you see a woman, there's a very good chance you can pay $8.25 a month to see her naked on OnlyFans. Like, it's hard to argue someone's being immodest for a bonnet when you can see her butthole.
Now, is that $825?
No,
$8.25. Okay.
It is amazing how cheaply people prostitute themselves for.
Wow.
It's very affordable.
And the biggest,
stop
how do you
doing it.
make people, how do you hold people, if at all, and if you think it will work, holding people accountable for the way they look in public? You remember the days where older black individuals would come, why are you dressed like that?
Right.
Do better.
Right. Well, I say it was a respect thing, you know, growing up. I'm not as old or, you know, mature.
Watch yourself.
I ain't gonna say too much about that. But
I'm
like
the only one who had a bus pass with Rosa Parks.
Come on now, say that then. Speak on it. But look, so I say, you know, it has to do with respect. I feel like it's not enough people out here that's carrying themselves at a high level that we can look up to and respect. I feel like the older women are kind of stooping to the younger women's level and trying to keep up. So therefore, why would the younger women try to step it up and look nice or whatever? And the same with the men. I'm not just gonna talk about the women. The older men are sagging their pants and dressing like the young guys and smoking Black and Miles. Like, you trying to look like these young fellas when you really need to be inspiring them to, you know, sit up straight, pull up your pants, and carry yourself with some pride. Because, you know, black people, we're beautiful, man. And I hate to see us going down, but we're doing a lot of good, but we also doing a lot of bad, you know.
How do you get any of that back, Brigitte?
Well, that's where I agree with you know, Ben and the biggest, we need to get back to shaming each other. Because like I said, when I was growing up, you couldn't leave out the house with hair rollers in your head, let alone pajamas. Now it's supposed to be fashion. Give me a break. So I think now because people are afraid to speak up, because unfortunately you could get murked if you say something to somebody. And so now people are afraid to say something because they don't want the confrontation or they don't want the smoke, if you will. So now,
Where you get all these hip terms from?
She knows something. She's
Merkin and smoke.
yeah, she outside.
There's certain things I need to know, Isaiah. Come on now. But yeah, we need to get back to shaming the young people into doing right, if you will. Not to discredit them or to, you know, shame them into being embarrassed, but just to have some decorum about themselves.
And Ben, how big of a role is social media in all of this?
I think it's made some people feel like they're immune to criticism because once you get so much, the internet's like 90% negativity. So once you get so much of that thrown at you repeatedly, then you become kind of immune to it. Where back in the day, like if somebody got a joke off on how you looked, it used to hurt your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Because people didn't really talk to people like that. Yeah. I will say, like, there's no non-racist way to say this. Like, black people are the best at roasting people. Y'all need to get back
in the day.
to the roots
yeah, we
of
call
like
it the dozen. Right.
Policing your own.
Yeah.
I went to an all-black high school. Like, y'all are killers with that. Back when people weren't scared to speak up. Like, every community, not just, I'm not, y'all are just here, so I'm focused on that one. Like, us too, like, we're letting people come out the trailers just.
He's out the trailers.
You were doing so well.
I'm with you, bro. I'm just on the go.
All right, guys, out of time. Thank you all for joining us.